So today I've got a Toyota Corolla 2006 I think it is. Rear pads and discs, got some sets, pads, rear brakes are grinding. So I'll have a look. So 21 of it. Yep, 21 mil. So I know a lot of people like to break these loose. Just take my shot with a gun. I don't. I like to use a bar first because I have had instances with a gun to be questionable. Oh yeah, I'll say they're needing to be done. Okay. A lot of people miss when doing pads like this. Always make sure they move. Yeah, that one's a bit stiff, so I'm going to take it out, clean it up, put a new bit of grease in there. Always make sure they move, because if they don't, that's when you start getting the caliper sticking, uneven wear, and like premature failure of the caliper. So yeah, always make sure these are moving, and also make sure on here, make sure this boot here ain't got no splits or kinks, and if it has, a lot of these you can get caliper repair kits, so it's got like internal seal in the boot. So yeah, right. So with this, you actually have shoes inside, so that's actually not too bad. There is like if you see a little threaded hole there, and what you can do is you can get a screw, put it in there, and tighten it up, and it levers the disc away from the face, so the disc can jump away. But they might be loose enough for it to come off on its own. Give it a bit of a wiggle. Yeah, there you go. Didn't need to do that. Now, even though we're replacing these, handbrake feels fine, but we'll check the condition to make sure there's plenty of life left off on them shoes. No real lip or anything inside the drum, so the back of the disc is a bit nasty, very feels like memory cloth. So yeah, right, I'll get this back on and I'll be back soon. So when it comes to discs, obviously make sure you've got the correct side disc, match them up side by side with the old disc before installing into the car. The other thing as well, when it comes to steel bags like this, if you notice there's like an oil residue, they put this in there to, whilst the discs are in storage, stop them up, rust and blow and stuff like that. Make sure you always clean all this oil and everything off. Once you get out of the bag, clean it off with brake cleaner and some towel or some cloth or anything. Get all that off, because you do not want this going onto the car when there's oil on it, because your brakes will not work. Okay, so right, I'm just in the process of installing this now. Sometimes when you buy pads and discs, sometimes you get it where they get these shims. Sometimes you don't get them in the box. If you can see, I've cleaned them up pretty nicely. Make sure you clean these up, clean up underneath them as well, because you can get corrosion build up underneath, and then it just applies pressure. So like, when you go to put the pad back on, if you can find that it's really hard to, really stiff to get back on, it's likely that you've still got corrosion underneath these, or just build up brake dust, and then they won't like slide off and on the disc, if you get what I mean. That's when you'll get these wearing down really quick. Also, I know people use copper grease. To be honest, I actually don't see an issue with it. Everyone says, oh, it's because of the magnetic pickup on the ABS. Well, copper grease ain't magnetic, mate, it's copper. But I use this just because it's recommended with pads and this. I mean, you don't need to coat it, just a little bit on the lips there, so but just where you get metal on metal contact. But yeah, any type of this general pad grease. So yeah. So all about to go. Just about to torque the wheel up. 103 Newton meters on the wheel. Now that's another big thing. Torque settings. Always use them. I know most people in garages probably do it, but you do obviously get the odd technician that's a bit blasé about it. Now, obviously, when it comes to brakes, anything suspension related, engine related, you always go by torque settings. So on this, carrier bolts 46 newtons and caliper bolts 27. So I've done that, and then obviously wheel nuts 103. Now that might seem low to people, but there's a reason behind it. I'm not too sure about the reason. I could look it up, but I can't be asked. But there is a reason behind it. Cross pattern always. And then, I don't know if you can see that. There we go. So yeah, I'm just going to do the rest now, but you get the gist.